Yes.
I heard potato.
Okay. You heard Robin. Then.
Potato.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Stream should be up any second.
Okie dokie. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I just don't know what. I suppose it's not important if I can't remember it. Live now, it says. All right.
Oh, man.
There we are. Little sound check.
Check.
I suppose it's not important if I can't remember it. Sounds good.
All right. Sound check is good.
Yep.
We are ready to podcast and only a minute late.
Hey, look at that. That's my fault. You can blame me for it. It's fine.
All right, here we go. I am going to start some music and we will... Oh, wait. Hold on before I get too crazy. Here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all are listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
Shut up and sit down.
Here we go!
Would you kindly? I think we're just getting started. Medic! I'm a witcher.
I think this is more than you can handle.
He sits on his ass all day.
Let's do this.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 852 of the Overseas Connection podcast. Today, September 7th, 2025, and it is kickoff time. We are a weekly gaming podcast and community podcast, so come hang out with us. We talk about life, we talk about video games, and whatever else might come our way. We do this every Sunday, 8 p.m. in the UK, 12 p.m. on the West Coast, 3 p.m. in the East Coast, and 2 p.m. if you happen to be laying it low in Kansas City right now. We are on Discord. We are on Twitch. We're on YouTube. So we're in all the cool places. We even have a Twitter account, believe it or not. Without further ado, I'm going to start this off talking to Mr. Matthew. Mr. Matthew, how are you doing today?
Simply amazing, Greg. Simply amazing. We had a lot of rain yesterday, but the sun is shining today. We had a big upset victory for the local football team on the road, and it's just been a great weekend.
Outstanding. Outstanding indeed. Also on the show today, Miss Kim Woods. Kim, how are you today?
Believe it or not, it's kind of cold here, or at least for me. I'm found that I'm in the minority, but I'm here, so let's do this.
Okay, let's do this indeed.
Yeah.
I'm going to adjust the audio up on that just a skosh because it sounded like it came in a little low. All right. And gamer tag OC_Murphy's Law on Twitter, Murphy's Law on Xbox, Greg DeLacy in real life, and I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking, everybody.
Good.
It's going to be a lively show. I was feeling a little tired.
Question.
Yeah.
It was an implied question.
Yes, I know.
How are you, Greg?
I outstanding. Outstanding. But we'll get into that. We'll get into the whys of why I'm outstanding a little later on. For now, I think we need to talk about some birthdays. 3 birthdays in particular that we're going to bring up. 2 of which I'm not sure I care about. We'll start with David Hook, September 12th. Happy birthday, David. Adam Sandler, September 9th. I don't know how I feel about this.
He's making a comeback. He's not the goofy guy from Happy Gilmore anymore.
So here's the thing Adam Sandler needs to do. He needs to stop making bad movies. And for whatever reason, I think he likes making bad movies.
This sounds a lot like the Why can't you just hit the ball in the hole? You know, I didn't think of that. I wanted to hit the ball in the hole. I just couldn't. Yeah. Sounds a lot like that.
But he goes out of his way to make these kinds of movies, right? He likes the silly. He's made a couple actually good movies in his lifetime, but the vast majority, I think, really missed the mark. Although I have laughed at numerous, many of them numerous times. I'd like to see him up his game a little bit. So,
Okay.
Pink also celebrating her birthday, September 8th. Again, don't know how I feel about that.
Should go to her concert. It's a high energy show.
I should, but instead I will just celebrate her birthday with Happy Birthday! That's it. That's all she gets. All right. We're going to just dive right into story time.
Everyone here loves story time, our favorite time of the day.
Okay. Mark, by the way, not making the show, probably should give a little story time to that. He was feeling a little bit under the weather. I think he has dropped too many times in Helldivers. He's suffering from Helldivers flu. That's my take. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. Thought it was going to be funny. Didn't really come across that funny, but that's okay. We're going to move on. Again, I'm just going to go in my clockwise rotation for me. Mr. Matthew, you are up first. Talk to me about your week.
It was a good week. So we started out with a weekend at the lake, which is why I wasn't here last week. My uncle, my dad's older brother, owns a little cottage on one of the Finger Lakes in upstate New York, which if you've never been to are pretty great. And he's got a bunch of grandkids, so his house is outfitted with kayaks and paddle boards and canoes and fire pits for roasting marshmallows. And so my kids love going up there. Like, just they get a chance to just kind of cut loose. They spent the whole weekend on the water. Like I had to drag them out of the lake to feed them and then throw them right back in. Yeah. It's a great place. So we had a nice time. My dad, my stepmom, my sister joined us. My uncle and my aunt were there. So yeah, we had a nice time. Ate lots of yummy food. Drank New York vinos, upstate New York vinos. Lots of white wine in upstate New York. Not so much the reds. We had a nice time. Yeah, celebrating Labor Day, which ironically lots of people have to work on Labor Day. It turns out. So there you go.
Yeah, it's interesting. The service industry in particular, I think, still has a lot of people, which you would think out of all the industries would be the one.
They probably need the day off. Yeah. But the big industries, I guess, get a day off, and the government certainly takes a day off. But all the restaurants are open. All that. So it's good. It's good times. I know you're big Chargers fan, but my ups and downs go with the college football season.
Okay.
So last weekend started off on a little bit of a bummer. Our university football team opened up their season with a double overtime loss, which was in a game they should have won. It was against a Division II school. So that was a big bummer. But
that's a little tough. But double overtime had to have been exciting.
It was an exciting game.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the home team kicker missed a field goal that would have probably won the game. If he made the field goal, there'd have been like 15 something seconds left on the clock, probably would have won the game. And then he missed the field goal in the second overtime, which cost him the game. So hopefully he's making a recovery, and his teammates have not given him too much grief. But the ups and downs of college football, then the university team travels out to Kansas State and plays against a Kansas State team that arguably is a better team, and they pull off a come from behind win. So that was a lot of fun to watch. I think it was a bit of ups and downs. Army went ahead with a 12-minute, 90-yard drive to start the second quarter, which if you're a football fan, you understand that's quite a drive.
And it's almost the entire
K-State
quarter. So yeah,
almost the entire quarter. K-State immediately returns the following kickoff for a touchdown to take the lead again, which is a big bummer. But then Army got the ball back on an onside. No. Yeah. Army got the ball back and then went ahead, and then they did an onside kick. Yeah. It was kind of wild.
okay.
And they got the ball back on the onside kick. So it was a good game. It was
All
fun.
right. And I'm going to ask this because this is ignorance on my part. I am assuming I know the answer to this, but I may not. I believe college football still has the old kickoff rules. They've not adopted the NFL's nonsense.
Yes. So you don't have to announce the onside kick.
Which is the entire point of the onside kick, if you ask me. So
Right.
yeah.
And the kicker pulled it off beautifully. He kicked it right at one of the front row players, bounced it off their leg, and then one of the Army players was able to recover. It was perfectly executed. So yeah, good times.
Okay.
Um,
Anything else?
but I did end up wondering. So I was watching this game at our local watering hole, which is a new place that recently opened up, and I know the owners, and so we've been there pretty regularly. But even the owners made a comment about how often that I've been in this bar since they opened. And so I'm starting to wonder if I'm a little bit too much of a regular. I think we were there 3 times this week. And they've only been open like 2 or 3 weeks, and we've been there at least 4 or 5 times. So
Now, is it a bar or is it a restaurant? Like a bar and grill, or is it just a bar?
It is. They do serve food, but it is primarily a bar. Like they have a big bar in the front with some bar height tables, and then out back they've got an outdoor kind of patio section with some tables. But it's primarily a bar. They serve some bar food. You can get sandwiches, nachos, that kind of stuff. It's definitely not like it's not like your Chili's bar and grill where it's primarily a restaurant.
Okay.
And they serve drinks. It's primarily a bar.
That could have been your saving grace, Chris. But yeah, being known as a regular at a bar has a different vibe than if it's like a restaurant.
I'm just hoping, someday maybe they'll when I walk in, they'll be like, Norm, and then it'll be
There you go.
It'll be fine. Yeah,
you should just ask if they have a rewards program.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You have any kind of frequent buyers program? But no, I know the owners. They're fun members of the community, and it's good to support them on their new business venture.
Hey, now I will say this also, on the upside of being known at a bar. Now I joked around about the rewards program, but honestly, you're gonna get taken care of, unless you're an asshole. But
Yeah.
I don't think you're an asshole, so my guess is you will get taken care of. Yeah. So
you're like one person in the world who thinks that.
not your students.
That's right. I did see a few of my students there, and they're all like, "Oh, I don't know him."
Yeah, what's funny? So I did kind of forget the whole Army thing, and so when you're like, ups and downs of college football, starting off with my team, and I was like, I hope you weren't like a Texas fan, because of course Texas came out against Ohio State and didn't really show up.
Yeah.
And Arch Manning. So Arch Manning, for those that don't know, I think he's the son of Archie Manning. Or is
actually,
I think
he's,
or is he actually?
He is a grandson, but his dad is not Peyton or Eli.
Right.
His dad is the third Manning brother.
Okay.
So he's a grandson of Archie Manning.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember his dad's name, but yeah, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, and there's a third brother who played football but not in the NFL.
Right.
Arch Manning is his son.
Okay. So that third brother, not good enough to make the NFL, but now has a son who has, Arch Manning, which I'm assuming it is Archie Manning, but they just shorten it to Arch to differentiate.
It's Archibald. So
Archibald?
Archie is short for Archibald, and then they shorten it even farther to Arch.
But so he is a top prospect. Everybody thought he was going to be the bee's knees. He comes out, lays really a goose egg game, if you will, against Ohio State. Now, due to their college football scheduling for the top teams, it always kind of cracks me up because they play a lot of teams that there's no way in hell they're going to lose. So Arch Manning and the Texans then played San Jose State, which San Jose State is not a top tier college football program.
No.
And
No.
so everybody's like, "Oh, he's back because he had a good game." Well, when you're basically playing, I would San Jose State is like a tick above community college, so I don't really think that's necessarily a good barometer to say he's back in form.
It's the tune-up game. Yeah, it's the tune-up game. They just played the tune-up game after the big opener. Yeah,
fair.
Lots of sadness in college football this weekend, though. I don't know if you saw the University of Florida dropped one to the University of South Florida.
Ooh, that's
and that was a big upset.
Yeah,
the Gators are sad. Gators are big sad about that one.
Is the Seminoles with the other team? Florida State Seminoles, or
Florida State is the Seminoles.
Right.
They're having a great season. They opened up with an upset of Alabama. So the big teams in Florida are Florida State Seminoles, Florida Gators, and Miami Hurricanes.
Right.
The University of South Florida Bulls have kind of flirted with, they've made it into the top 10 a couple times, but they haven't really established themselves as perennially good.
Okay.
And I don't think they've ever beat the University of Florida. So it was the Gator fans are big sad. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. Kim, how are you doing? What's the status with your controller?
It's good right now. We used it yesterday when we were all playing Helldivers. I reset the firmware. I actually reverted it back to the previous download, whatever I'm going to call that. And so far, so good. It was actually brought up to me from somebody on Twitter that I follow, and he was like, "Have you tried that before?" Because I was ready to buy a whole new controller and just say, fuck it. But he's like, "Have you reverted the firmware to see if that works?" I'm like, "No, I didn't know you could do such a thing." So Dave, who is Yellowbug1969, thanks for that. It seems like it's worked because we played, I don't know, Helldivers for about 4 hours yesterday, and I never had a problem. So
okay,
hopefully that fixes it, because, otherwise I'll be back on the hunt for a controller again. So we'll see. So
it's nice not having to buy
anyway.
a new controller when your stuff works as it should have worked.
Right. And like I said, I've only had it for like 2 years, so you wouldn't think an Elite Series 2 would already crap out at 2 years. But I have been reading a lot of things about them. They weren't, I guess, that great, and I guess they've had issues out of the box, so from the start. So I'm one in a long line of people that have had issues with them. So
listening to all of you and Sarah talking about the Elite version controllers with the mappable buttons on the back, I was like, maybe I should try one of these. And then I started reading reviews, and it seems like the Xbox Elite Series 2 controllers don't have great longevity. They seem to wear out real quick.
Right.
So I'm actually looking at picking up the Razer Wolverine, which is a third-party Xbox license controller, which gets much better reviews. I might check one of those out.
Right. Now, the first one I had, the first series, was actually really good. I had it for a long time before it finally decided to get stick drift. But the two, like I said, I've only had it 2 years, and this and the little rubber parts on the thumbsticks are trying to fall off. Basically, they already have. I mean, I've wore them down to where you can see the metal through the rubber already. And like I said, I've had it 2 years. Admittedly, I use my controller a lot, so maybe that's why. But you'd have thought it would have held up a little better than it did. But say Livy working.
I was going to on piggyback, Kim. I had a Series 2 that actually crapped out on me because the rubber coating started lifting up on it. I ended up getting a replacement core, and so far so good. What's nice is you can get the core and you can just strip off the parts. Like, you don't have to put the back paddle pads on it. And then if you have another Series X controller, they're all the same, so they're just interchangeable.
Right.
So that helped with saving a little cost. But I've heard good things about
that too.
Yeah, the Wolverine. Although I think that is a wired controller.
They have a wireless and a wired version. Since I'm using it on my PC, I don't mind that it's wired.
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
What
I got
else,
lucky
Kim?
on my thumbsticks. I already had a set of thumbsticks and paddles and stuff to work with it, so I just swapped them out. Let's see what else. I bought my nephew Owen a little kid's smartwatch because we needed some way to track him to make sure that he got on the bus and got off the bus at home because Anthony is in football practice, so he can't ride the bus home with him, right? Well, I'm not sure if this was a mistake or not because we got him the smartwatch and everything was fine, but the little shit can send text messages with the smartwatch and like little voice messages and sort of thing. And I kid you not, and I sent you guys a picture of that
Right.
like the first day he had it. He sent me because you can set it to where it not turns off, but you can't use it between a certain time. And so while he's in school, it's set up to where unless it's an emergency, he can't use it. But let me tell you, once it hits 3:30 and that little shit is on the bus and heading home, that thing turns off, and then all of a sudden I'm like spammed with messages from this little 6-year-old, and he has no idea what he's sending me. It's not terrible or anything, but it's usually a bunch of gibberish and emojis and I don't know what else, and he's just hammering that frickin' message button. So I haven't got anything today, so I'm not sure what that's all about, but that works well.
He's embracing the future, Kim. That's the Dick Tracy watch. I mean, I my smartwatch, I love being able to send messages from it. I don't do it quite as often as Owen, apparently, but there is something.
I don't because I have a hell of a time trying to type messages out on the damn thing.
Okay,
so.
I'll be honest. I actually never technically type messages. I will either use the voice recording, voice to text, which is why most of my messages are horribly, enunciated and spelled and all that good stuff.
Yeah, right.
But also, I do like the fact that I can answer calls on my phone.
Yeah,
or my
that's
watch.
nice. I have,
and that's just straight up Dick Tracy.
I have the Samsung one now, and compared to the Pixel one that I had before, the speaker on the Samsung is definitely much better than the one on the Pixel. Because on the Pixel, you couldn't hardly hear anybody, so it wasn't worth your time trying to answer a phone call on it because you couldn't hear them. But on this one, it's much better. So I'm glad of that. So yeah, it's been interesting. Like, it'll just spam it. I'll get one message, and then like 5 seconds later, there'll be another message, so on and so forth. And I just got to the point I just stopped answering him because I'm like, if I don't stop, he's just gonna keep going.
Yeah.
Which he does anyway. So anyway, so that was interesting. Fall is apparently here because for the last 2 nights in a row, it's been down into like 40 some degrees.
Oh.
And let me tell you, I froze my frickin' ass off. So, which now people are calling me a lightweight because they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, that's cold when it was like 92 degrees or 97 degrees or whatever last week. And now all of a sudden we're down to like 40s. So yes, I'm cold. But anyway, so apparently we've skipped September entirely and we're now in October. I didn't know. But, so yeah, I'm not liking that so much. It's bad enough I had to get the big blanket out thrown on the bed last night, so I'd be okay. Because I'm like an ice. Yeah, I have the circulation of an 80-year-old woman. So like, 50 degrees hit and I'm like freezing to death. So.
Yeah.
And last but not least, it's the first of the month. Well, technically it's like the 7th of the month. But whatever. So this month we have Dennis and Riddick. I don't know. I'm assuming Dennis. I'd laugh thinking that Dennis might be the cat because that's hilarious. But anyway.
I'm waiting for one of these days to like have the image of Bill and Bob, and then you got to really figure it out. Dennis and Riddick is close.
Right.
Wasn't Riddick the guy that could only see when it was like dark out or something? He had to wear the fancy glasses. From the Chronicles of Riddick.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. He had his eyes shine.
So,
yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it for me this week.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah. How about you there, Tank Top? Because I
well,
know you just dying.
Yeah. No. Friday was it was kind of uneventful. Not much. First game of the season happened Thursday night. Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles. It was a good game, surprisingly. The Cowboys put up a little bit of a fight. And then, Friday rolls along.
Spitting on people. That's a fight.
Yeah. Don't recommend that, Jalen Carter. I mean, before even the first play happened.
Saw that.
Yeah. But then, we had this game on Friday night. There might be some references to things, it was down in Brazil, Sao Paulo, Brazil. Sao Paulo, excuse me, not San Paulo. And the team that was not given a chance by anybody to win this game came out on top. And Kim, it came at the expense of your Chiefs. That my Chargers took you guys, out back and beat you up a little bit. Now, it helped that your own tight end, Travis Kelce, took out your receiver and separated his shoulder. That was,
right.
We appreciate that. But no, it was, I'm not going to sit here and gloat. I'm not going to, make you feel bad about it at all. No, I'm bigger than that, Kim. I'm absolutely bigger than that.
Right.
Wouldn't do that. No, I was on cloud nine. I'll first to admit. It was a fantastic win. One I was totally nervous for. So, but no, Chargers got the win, starting off the season strong. So I'm excited. Outside of that, outside of the football talk, and I think I was overly nice there, or not overly nice, but could have been worse, Kim. So we've had this water hammer issue with our irrigation system, and
what's a water hammer? I have to ask.
So water hammer. So when the irrigation system starts up from inside our master bedroom, we can hear a loud bang, and it's basically the pipes. There's an air pocket, and so as the water moves in, the air pocket, in a sense, I think, just gets smashed up against basically the piping because it has nowhere to go. And so an arrestor, a water arrestor, is the solution. But in talking to a few different irrigation people, they were commenting how the Rainbird valves are very known for water hammer issues, especially if you integrate them into a non-Rainbird system like we have here, which they installed a Hunter system here. So I had our landscaper come out and swap out the Rainbird valve for the Hunter system valve, hoping that would be the solution, because everybody else was quoting me like $500 to try and do the water arrestor thing. And I'm like, oof, not down for that. So we had them do that. And I basically, they said, buy the parts, we'll do it for you. So did that. It helped a little, but not significantly. So now we're going to have to go the water arrestor route. However, normally you have to install it near the irrigation valves. And the problem in our system is our irrigation valves are kind of surrounded by cement. So I don't want to tear up cement. So it turns out we're not using the middle valve in our irrigation system anymore because we took out all of the natural grass. So I'm thinking we might be able to use that location for the water arrestor. It'll be a much easier installation. So that will be the next quasi step in this process of trying to get rid of the water hammer. And normally I wouldn't care, but it's loud enough. Like when you're in the garage, it's super loud because that's where the piping is. And so eventually it's going to cause a problem with the pipes because it is so, the bang is so loud, those pipes are stressing pretty hard. So I want to eliminate that because I don't want a situation of a pipe bursting inside the walls and then I have to deal with that. So yeah.
Gotcha. Well, good luck with that.
Sounds
like a pain in the ass. So
it is. But we're outside of the new home warranty, so can't call in the builders anymore. So there's that.
Isn't that usually what happens?
Well, yeah.
The moment the warranty runs out, then shit goes to,
I think they would have pushed back anyway because we did landscape our front and backyard. So they're going to be like, well, that's your landscaper's fault. My landscaper's being pretty cool about it. So my guess is we'll be able to get the arrestor installed. They're not going to raise a big flag about that. And that was it. It was just working football. All my fantasy drafts are done in place. Not that you guys care about that, but fantasy football, I love it.
Yeah, I know.
And wrapped with attention about fantasy football.
I can totally see that on your face, Mr. Matthew. Totally.
I'm not good at it, but I tried it.
I did laugh because, and I think I told you guys this, but back when I had my surgery, maybe I didn't. My work has a league, and so I signed up for it. And they're like, "Oh, we're drafting on the 27th." I'm like, "Well, yeah, I'm gonna be getting surgery on the 27th, and I'll just auto draft." And so Yahoo Leagues auto drafted my draft, and they gave themselves an F. And I'm like, hey, Yahoo, maybe you need to step your game up there a little bit. But so since that draft happened, I went back in and made a couple tweaks because I think it's like 12 teams in the league. So there's still some players that were out there. So it's a respectable team. I don't think I'm probably going to win it all. Who knows? But at least it's not an F grade team anymore. Yeah, that was a little shocking when I saw the grade come back from auto. And the irony was my coworker, he also auto drafted his league, and Yahoo gave him an A. I'm like, well, what the fuck are you doing, Yahoo? You're sleeping on my time. Anyway, all right. Let's talk some video game. Yeah, because we don't have a question from the community. So, video games, we'll be talking now.
Okay.
Today I feel like playing computer games. Today I feel like playing computer games.
Hey, before we start, Kim, I think I saw Sarah and Boomer in the chat. Anybody else lurking?
And Corzon. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Corzon, Boomer, and Sarah are all in the chat. So.
Okay.
Thanks,
all right.
guys.
I feel like it's a Helldivers themed group chat there. I'm just saying.
It seems to be at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about what we've been playing. Before we start, Kim, we do have some games coming up. We're going to get for free because we pay for them.
Right.
So let's talk about them.
Alrighty. Yeah, because I worked my little butt up this morning doing these. No,
yeah,
really.
I did not want to dismiss that work. You were like Johnny on the spot. Crack. Early bird gets the worm. Kim's like, it's like 7 o'clock in the morning. Kim's like, I got it done. I'm on it.
Right? I had nothing else to do, and I figured I might as well get started since I didn't get them done last weekend. So, without further ado, here's the free games you pay for. We have for the PlayStation Plus, we have Psychonauts 2 for the PS4, Stardew Valley also for the PS4, and Viewfinder for the PS4 and PS5. So far for your Game Pass this week, we have I Am Your Beast, which I actually started playing today. I will talk about that later. Nine Souls, Cataclysmo. My God, I can say that one, but I'll fuck something else up here in a minute. You just wait. Hollow Knight, Silksong, which I'm sure there are a lot of people that are excited that thing is finally out. I'm not one of them. NHL 26. It's a EA Play 10-hour game trial, so whatever. Paw Patrol World. My nephews will be excited about that one. Roadcraft series. Commandos Origins. Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. Frostpunk 2. That's a Phil game. And another 10-hour trial is EA Sports FC 26.
Formerly known as FIFA.
For your... Right.
Yes.
I always forget that, but yes, that's what that is.
FIFA.
I don't know why they changed it. They should have just left it FIFA. Anyway, there's probably a reason. I just don't know what it is. Prime Gaming for this month. We have Dungeons & Dragons Ravenloft series. Into the Breach. Sid Meier's Civilization 4, the Complete Edition. And then After Image. Spelljammer, Pirates of Realm Space. Tower of Time. Subterrane, Mines of Titan. Okay. Residual. Fate, the Cursed King. Mystical Riddles Ghostly Park Collector's Edition. Alrighty. Pixel Cafe. And then we have, for your Epic games, we have until the 11th, Monument Valley. And then from the 11th to the 18th, we've got Ghost Runner 2, Monument Valley 2. There's a theme, apparently. And the... Is that another game, or is that... Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's 3 games. Anyway, Monument Valley 2, Ghost Runner 2, and the Battle of Polytopia. Sounds like some sort of weird 3-way relationship, but whatever. So there you go. That is the games you pay for that you get for free. So
okay.
And into the breach, Greg. Control powerful mechs from the future to defeat an alien threat.
Ooh.
It sounds like they wrote that game for you.
It does kind of feel like they wrote that game for me. I might have to look at that. Just saying. All right. Well, I was debating this, but you brought mechs up. We might as well talk about Helldivers 2 right now. I know
Right.
it's on all of our lists, so let's dive into it.
Get it? I get it.
Who wants? Yeah, that wasn't even a pun. Intentional. Who would like to start? Who would like to drop first? Kim, I'm electing you. You are dropping first in our discussion of Helldivers 2.
Well, let's see. I'm enjoying it, obviously. I don't know. I just unlocked my my puppy that apparently Chris doesn't seem to like very well. Of course, to be fair,
hate
the
the
thing kills. Yeah,
The
this
laser
thing kills
dogs are
everything.
indiscriminate. I hate them.
They do. They kill everything. Because I don't know. I killed a survivor or whatever the other day, a civilian, because it was standing next to something it was going after and it died. And it popped up on the screen that -25 because you killed a survivor or a civilian. I'm like, oh, if it hadn't been standing right next to the bad thing that I was supposed to be taking out, it wouldn't have gotten killed. But no, I'm enjoying the hell out of it. Yeah, I don't know.
I
There's
have a
not much
question.
else to say about it. Okay.
I immediate question here. You killed a civilian.
Mhm.
I have yet to encounter civilians within this game.
Really?
It depends on the map.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there are certain missions where you have to evacuate some citizens, and so you'll see them there. And then if you go to any of the mega city maps, and it'll say whether you're dropping in on a mega city or not. There will be civilians and Super Earth Armed Forces (SEAF) running around.
Right.
Fun fact: if you see the SEAF, if you do the little "follow me" emote, they will follow you, and then they will help you out until they die gloriously in the service of Super Earth.
No, I didn't know that. Huh.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
Oh my darn! I did get killed by a liberator the other day, which I thought was weird, but so I don't know if that's the same thing as whatever the other guys are or not. But it popped up I died. I didn't know why at first, and it popped up. It said I got killed by a liberator, and I'm like, wait a minute, aren't we on the same side? So, yeah, no, that was interesting.
Sometimes the deaths are
like-
definitely not intentional.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, well, it's
I
like
think
like the other day.
we've
Mhm.
overall had a good time. We've avoided a lot of the mass casualties of friendly
Right.
fire. There have been a few.
Oh yeah,
Um,
definitely.
Now, here's a question, Mr. Matthew. You may know. I don't, because we were talking about it as we were like looking at post game stats the other day. The friendly fire stat that comes up on your stat sheet,
Mm-hmm.
is that you taking incoming friendly fire, or is that you dishing out friendly fire?
I'm pretty sure that's you dishing out friendly fire, but it's also not incredibly accurate. There are a lot of times when I'll have a death attributed to my own self when it was clearly an enemy. Then there's other times when I continue to underestimate the blast radius of the shoulder-fired airburst missile launcher or rocket launcher,
Yes.
and keep killing myself. That seems to happen on repeat in these caves. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's you dishing out friendly fire.
Okay.
And that being said, stay away from Sarah if she's next to a hell bomb, because she will set that thing off and it will blow you up. Because she did it.
Sarah unfairly being targeted right now.
Oh no, not unfairly. She did it. So I mean, you know. She's like, "Oh, get away!" And I got away, but it was not far enough because when she set that thing off, we both went up. So I'm like, "Well, that wasn't far enough, apparently." So
Yeah. I did. I didn't say anything at the time, but there was a time where I killed more or less the entire squad, or at least half of us, and it was because I non-intentionally shot the ammunition that was sitting in the ground. There was a big exploded ordnance that was sitting in the ground, and apparently I was not supposed to mess with, and I managed to shoot it, and it went boom.
Yeah, those are derelict hell bombs,
Yeah.
and yes,
Yeah.
they will wreck everything around them.
Yeah.
They're useful if you can kite the enemies to walk past them. Then you can take out a whole bunch of enemies with it, but also deadly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I will also
and
say
works
that the mining. What is it? A mining truck? What is it called? What's the big vehicle for the
The refueling truck?
the drill
drilling
rig,
truck, yes.
yeah, whatever it is, yeah.
I was
Yeah.
unfairly criticized for my driving skills with that thing, and then I have subsequently watched everybody else try to drive that thing. I don't think I did that bad. Thank you very little.
I thought it was hilarious because I was like, Boomer, go left, and he was turning right forever. I'm like, no, left, and he's turning right. And then I try to use cardinal directions, and he's going the other. I don't know if our displays are flipped or what, but I was trying to give him directions, and it was not working. We got there though. We got there eventually.
We did. Yep.
Luckily, you get a 40-minute clock on those missions.
Yes.
So
Right.
I will
And I have to give
also.
Janked out credit because he didn't step on me with the mech. So, I
I
mean,
was
he
just
could
gonna
have
say.
at least a few times.
Yes.
Yeah, you did good with that. I'm proud of you.
Mr. Matthew, you were gracious enough to let me use the mech that you called in, and I had great fun with that. I that is something I now am striving for, is getting a mech.
level 25. That's it's
gotta
not
put some time
that doesn't take that
Although I
long.
did have to giggle every time you lost your arms. That was hilarious.
Well, and so I
That's
think
great.
what
You lost your
happens is when
arm.
you run out of ammunition, they just they blow up. Because both times I noticed,
Do they?
I could be wrong. I but it was.
It will
every time
also.
I noticed I had no arms. It was because the ammunition was gone.
Well, or was it that the ammunition was gone because your arms blew up? Because the enemies will blow the arms off of the mechs.
That could be.
I have to check. I have to experiment on this. I don't actually know the answer.
Okay. So so on screen right now we've got somebody doing a solo playthrough, which you have since said never play solo, which is advice I still have not totally taken to heart. I need to. So this is actually a little bit familiar what I'm watching on screen, because this is kind of what I went through, which is the other night, Friday night, after the Chargers game, after I was just cloud nine, like if we won, I'm just sitting here doing nothing. I'm like, I'll do some solo missions. So, okay. The cool thing about the game is it does have a difficulty setting in that you can pick missions that are either going to be, I think it's called trivial, is the lowest.
Yes.
There's easy, there's medium, hard, and I forgot what the last one is, but basically this scale.
It goes 1 through 10. Yeah.
Okay.
It goes 1 through 10.
I have only really experienced 1 through 4 at this point, and 4 being medium felt like that was a lot. But previous times I had done missions where on easy and had been able to get through them okay. And so I set off to do this mission as easy, and it was one that I had to either do the oil rig, and then also a secondary mission within that was raising the flag. And raising the flag, I don't know if you're actually raising the flag or you're retrieving the flag. I think it's retrieving the flag, but either way, they were underground missions. One thing I've discovered is this game, when you have underground missions, you need multiple people. And I kind of realized that as soon as I dropped in. So I get into the mission, quickly realizing the oil rig mission is a no-go. That just ain't happening. I was not feeling confident that I was going to be able to pull it off. So I'm like, I'm going to go get the flag, try and get off the planet, call it a day. So I get to the area, ironically, which was the extraction area first. And I'm like, okay, well, I can't call in the extraction yet. I need to go try and do my mission. That goes sideways very quickly. Even on easy, I was feeling overwhelmed, especially for the mission type it was. It was underground. I couldn't use stratagems in certain areas. So I just felt very handcuffed, and not having additional resources like other people's guns. I quickly was finding this to be a very big challenge. So like, screw it. I'm going to the extraction site. I'm just going to get off planet and I'll go do something else. Not so fast. I get to the extraction site and it wouldn't let me call in for extraction because I hadn't completed any mission yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just waiting. And then I'm like, you know what? I'll try and do the flag mission one more time. So I go back in. Bad things happen. Died a couple times. Okay. Now the mission timer is like, there's like 5 minutes left or whatever. And it's starting to give me the warning signs of, you haven't done shit, Greg. Get your act together so you can get off the planet. So I just go back to the extraction site, and now I'm just waiting. And I get past the timer, and it's like, you're going to be extracted. I'm like, okay, thank God. And it starts the extraction countdown. Hadn't really paid attention to the big warning sign that was up there. I just figured it was telling me it was a warning sign of, you haven't finished any orders yet. You're running out of time. Within that message, it also says, if you fail to extract in the time window, you won't be able to use stratagems. So I'm waiting for extraction, and it's just me and the guns I have on me. I couldn't even get ammo refills. But I did make it out, past the timer. They came in, they got me out, and there's an achievement for that. So just so you know, you will get an achievement if you wait past the timer and haven't done anything. So yeah.
Well, extracting after the timer runs out is the achievement.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
But in order to get the extraction terminal to even come down,
I want to give myself credit for not doing anything. Come on.
you got off the planet. But yeah, the extraction terminal won't even come down until you complete the orange mission, the primary mission. Yeah.
So then I put it onto trivial and did a couple missions solo trivial. That is very doable. So, but yeah, I'm enjoying this game. Very much enjoying the game. It's been a great community game as well. I feel like a lot of our community members are really like wrapped up in it. So,
oh yeah.
Anyway, what should we talk about next? Christopher Matthew, I think you had something else on your list beyond Helldivers.
So any gaming time this week that was not Helldivers, I've been spending on Modern Warfare Zombies, which is the Modern Warfare 3 version of Zombies. Got a few good sessions in with Jeff. I think Kim and Sarah and I had a pretty good session maybe on Thursday. And then I've just been jumping in solo whenever I can. And I found that the community is actually pretty great. Most of the people that are still playing this have been playing for a while. They know what they're doing. They've got the things kind of leveled up. And so the last couple times I've dropped in, someone will run up to me and drop me a whole bunch of great loot and then invite me to their squad. I just finished a round right before coming on the show. 4 randoms all teamed up, just running around, knocking out the contracts. It's a lot of fun. It's very RPG-ish, which jives with me because I really enjoy the role-playing games. And you go through, it gives you little tasks. You drop into the same map every time. Okay. But as you progress, it's like a big city. Yeah.
Okay.
And so you see kind of the drop in there and the countdown timer. And when you first start out, you just drop in with a weapon and that's it. And you have to go find everything else. As you progress, you're able to craft, you can craft your perk-a-colas so that you can have a few perks to start with. You can craft upgrade material so that you can immediately upgrade your weapon to the higher tiers. And that way you can get right into the more dangerous areas of the map. So you drop into the same map every time, but it gives you different tasks based on where you are in the mission progression. And there are a few missions, like each act kind of ends in a story mission where you play around as zombies, and at the end you go to exfil, but instead of just ending, it takes you to a new area where you do the next story mission. But I really enjoy this. I think I might enjoy this more than the Black Ops 6. Like as much as I love playing Liberty Falls over and over again, it's like I've got Liberty Falls memorized.
Well, and this it does appear like there's a lot of variety to the map because it
Yes.
I mean, calling it a city is probably doing it a little bit of disservice because it's almost like a region as opposed to just a city. I mean, there's you've got this little kind of shopping area that like outdoor mall that you're in.
Yeah.
It looks like. But
So there's kind of like a countryside,
right,
and then there's a city, and then right in the center in kind of the high threat area is almost like
like a downtown.
an ancient, not even a downtown. It's more like like if you go to some of the really old cities on the European continent, it's got these old castles in there that have, the city's kind of grown around this historic area kind of thing.
Okay.
But that's been any gaming time that I've had this week that hasn't been Helldivers has pretty much been Modern Warfare Zombies. And usually for 15 to 20 minutes a day, I fire up the Outer Worlds on my Xbox because I got 2 or 3 achievements to clean up. And so I just kind of keep progressing that while I get my 15 minutes a day on the console for my Microsoft Awards.
Okay.
But yeah, come on in and play Modern Warfare Zombies. I'm gonna be on this one for a little while. It's great. It's great. And as Jeff just pointed out in the chat, the shape of where the higher threat zones are changes a little bit every time. And so even though the buildings are all the same every time, where the different vending machines that you need spawn are different, where the high threat area spawns is different, where the exfil spawns is different. So it's different enough. Yeah, it's different enough.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Check it out.
Yeah.
On Game Pass.
Speaking of Game Pass and things to check out, and co-op games, I think that's been a hot theme for us. I also fired up something from the past. I threw on Gears of War Reloaded. I just wanted to kind of experience the campaign again and just get a sense. And so I threw it on. It's available on Game Pass. I played the Cloud. Again, that's my go-to now. Anything I want to just dabble in, I'm not looking to play, have vested time in it. The cloud gaming works fantastic for that. So I fired up Gears of War Reloaded last night, as a matter of fact, and spent, really it was just that first mission area. Just all those memories came flooding back. The interesting thing, I believe they have added a number of cutscenes into the Reloaded version, where this also was, I think, the original remastered version. So it feels more fleshed out story-wise. Like I remember the original, back when you first fired up Gears of War, you had the prison scene, right? Where you come in to get, Marcus out. And they didn't really give a lot of context prior to that. Or post that with the general. I remember there was a general that was really pissed off at you, and you never quite understood why that general was pissed off at you. Still a little vague in terms of why he's pissed off at you, other than I think you disobeyed orders from him. But they've intermixed these new cutscenes into it, and it's kind of funny because you definitely feel the difference in cutscenes, the quality from the original that got its like remastering touch to the new cutscenes that they actually added to the game. But enjoyed it. I just enjoyed that kind of walk down memory lane. I think would rather play like Gears of War 5 and experience, kind of a later version as opposed to the original from a co-op gameplay standpoint. Especially because they still have like horde modes now, whereas the original Gears of War does not have horde mode at all. It's just the multiplayer versus. Anyway, so that was me. And any other game time I got in was Helldivers. Which wasn't a ton.
As it should be.
As it should be, yes. Doing my part for liberty. All right. Kim, you played something other than Helldivers too. Talk to me, you beastly woman. Let's hear about it.
Alrighty. On Game Pass, there's a game called I Am Your Beast, and I've seen it on Steam before, and I don't know what it is about this game, but for some odd reason, it clicked with me, and I don't know why. It seemed interesting. And I'm going to read the description off of Game Pass right now because I can't keep it all straight at once. But anyway, it's made by developed by Strange Scaffold. They made El Paso Elsewhere, and we've seen that, I think, here, I don't know, last couple of months or so. They had a thing on, not E3, but whatever the hell it's called, Summer Game Fest. Anyway, I Am Your Beast is a military industrial complex across stylish comic book micro sandboxes. So basically what this is you're a military operative. You're out in the forest. Your name is Harding, and you're just enjoying your time in the forest, and you come across these guys that are also, I think, in your agency little industrial military thing, and they do something to piss you off. So then you start hunting these guys, and it's kind of a first person shooter. But the thing is, you don't have like this big area. You have, I don't know what to call it, like a roguelike necessarily, but they just give you little sections, and you have a time limit. And like the one I did this morning, you have to kill these 9 guys in a certain time limit. And they give you various different ways of doing it, whether you stab them, you shoot them, you can punch them, that sort of thing. And I don't know, it's something about it. I don't know, it's just clicked with me. And like I said, it's one of those games where you can fire it up, play it for 15 minutes, and you're fine. And I'm having a pretty good time with it. I made it to a second part, and there's way more bad guys in this one. And like I said, when you start out, you don't. Sometimes you have a weapon, and sometimes you have to steal one off one of the guys you kill. And there's little plants along the way that you can get your health from, or they've got little health packs, because once you run out of health, that's it. You're dead. You have to start over. And they give you grades like D, A, B, C, D, or S, which is satisfactory. Well, the first one I ran, I was slow apparently, and I was a D. So I'm gonna have to go back and run through it again and see if I can get faster. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of liking it. I don't know why, because it's not technically something I would like, and you've got to be covert with it on some of the parts, because you can't just run in guns blazing, because you might not even have a gun. And if there's 13 of these guys and only one of you, you're gonna have to be a little bit stealthy about it. Otherwise, you're gonna be dead in minutes. So yeah, like I said, it's on Game Pass.
It's very stylized.
I don't know. Yes, like I said,
Yeah.
it's like a comic book sort of thing. So I don't know. I'm liking it. Like I said, it's it's interesting. So
all right, worth checking out.
Yeah,
on Game Pass. There we go.
Yeah, it's on Game Pass, so it wouldn't cost you anything, and you can play it through the cloud too, I believe. So yeah, there you go.
Something to take your mind off of Friday night. It's good. It's good. It's good.
Right. All right, whatever. Friday night does not bother me as nearly as much as you seem to think it does. I mean, my God.
I'm just being a dickhead.
I know. I mean, I've been a Chiefs fan forever. There were years where we couldn't even buy a win. So, them losing Friday night did not bother me at all.
No.
But anyway,
and you know what?
Related.
If it makes you feel better, I'm absolutely rooting for the Broncos to be handed their comeuppance as well.
No, me too. I mean, I would be more pissed if we lost the Broncos than I was Friday night losing to the Chargers. So there you go. If, for nothing else, because Defoe. So.
Exactly. And Gary's a nice guy, but there's something about his demeanor that just makes you, yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
So anyway, other than that, I've of course played a little Baldur's Gate 3, and because I don't know, maybe I miss playing D&D with you guys, I decided to make my halfling rogue in Faerun. So I've been playing along with that off and on this week. So that's been entertaining, to say the least. Although, like I said, I forgot that halflings were so damn short. So So I feel
it's
like
in the
I'm
name,
like
Kim.
a midget.
It's in the name.
By,
you should not forget it. It's literally in the
name. I know that, but I didn't realize that they were actually shorter than the dwarves. So there you go. I mean, Mark is technically taller than I am. So I feel like I'm a midget surrounded by giants. So that's been entertaining.
Which is funny because Mark is not a small human being. He's tall, and yeah. So anyway, okay.
I've been doing that too. So.
Well, gosh, where are we at? Where could we possibly be at?
All right, now everybody get settled. Get away from the windows. Now look, good. It's time for the quiz. Yeah, you know what? Oh, too bad. Tough.
Too bad. Tough. There we go. It's still there. It's time for the quiz, everybody. Hey. Since we've had a co-op theme going this weekend, I decided to pick out some favorite co-op games from the past and see how they fared on the old Metacritic. So we seem to be we seem to be way ahead of the stream. So I'm going to tell the chat that it's time for the quiz. So here we go. Some of our co-op favorites. We're going to start with a very recent community favorite co-op game, which is Helldivers 2. But we're going to look for the score on the PlayStation 5 platform. So, ladies first, Kim, Helldivers 2 on the PlayStation 5 platform.
Okay. 93.
Kim says 93 without hesitation.
Man.
Greg? That's
what?
I just noticed the thing that you put in Mark's window. Come on, man.
Right?
I'd swap it out to the old logo, but I can't. So here's what I can do. Hold on. I will be nice.
That's a first. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey. All right. But seriously, F the Chiefs.
Yeah. Jesus.
So Helldivers 2. The original Helldivers was isometric. It was a top-down isometric view game. It was co-op as well, but it was not this version. That scored fairly well, but it wasn't great. But it's what I'm struggling with here. 93 is a good guess. I think it might have fallen just short of 90s, though. I'm going to say 89.
Greg's going to say 89. We had a 90. Oh, we got to catch up. We had a 90 and we had an 85 in the chat. Thank you, Jeff and Boomer, for playing along. The answer was 82. 82.
Oh, wow.
People are stingy. People are stingy with their Metacritic scores.
They are indeed.
Despite this game being brilliant. Sometimes.
I feel like
Sometimes.
if it's Nintendo first party, they're not stingy at all. They're very generous.
Yeah.
If it's third party Nintendo, they're like very, very, very stingy.
Yeah, that's fair. Speaking of Nintendo, our second co-op title is Payday 2, which was a 2013 release on it was originally released on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC, later ported to the Switch. This was one where you teamed up with a team of 4 to pull off heists. Payday 2, but we're looking at the Switch version, and it's Greg's turn to go first.
Ooh, this is tough because the original Payday was like a proof of concept. Everybody liked it, but it had a lot of flaws. And then Payday 2 came out, and it actually received, I think, fairly good scores. And then, of course, Payday 3 came out, and people are like, it's old and tired. They've not done enough to differentiate it, and so it suffered a little bit from that. So Payday 2 is in that good range. The variable here is the Switch. What do I think the Switch effect had on Payday 2? I don't think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be negative, so I'm going to go 68.
Boomer says 89. Greg says 68, which gives Kim the last word.
I don't know. I'm kind of with Greg. I think on the Switch, I don't know. I have a hard time saying it on the Switch, but then I guess most games I have a hard time saying on the Switch.
If you don't have one, it's going to be hard.
By the way, Corazon said 76.
Got a 76
but I have
from
a
Jeff.
Switch, so you know. I'm gonna say 73.
Kim is going to say 73. Greg was the closest. The actual answer, 60. The Switch effect was not good.
Yeah,
not good. All right. Back to Kim's turn. First, we are looking at Monster Hunter's World 2018, where 4 hunters team up to hunt legendary beasts. And we're looking at the PC release. The PC release of Monster Hunter's World 2018.
Okay.
Kim has the first word.
I wanted to like Monster Hunter, but it was just a pain in the ass when you were playing by yourself, and I didn't want to play with randoms. So anyway, I know generally people like these games. Now I know the last one was at Monster Hunter Wilds. Apparently hasn't done so well, but I think this one did better. So I'm gonna say 86.
Kim says 86. All right, over to Boomers. No, Jeff says 85, which brings us to Greg.
Yeah, I feel like those are all solid answers for the PC version. Yeah, Monster Hunter World. That's the one you could dress up your cat character, right? Your little feline cat thing that came with you.
Yeah, your Palico. Yeah.
Yes,
you
Palico.
You could say that, and I would believe you.
Yeah, this is one that I tried to like, but I could just never get into it.
Right.
And Steve Conger loves these games, so he was a big fan.
He does. He was
trying to get me into this, and it's always funny because whenever you have somebody that really loves a certain kind of game that has some different systems to it, and I appreciate it. He would go out of his way to try and explain like systems and lore, and it's like falling out. Going in one ear, going out the other, because all I'm thinking about is Palicos. It's got Palicos. They seem
It's got kitty cats. Yep.
they're useful. God, I'm really struggling here because I'm either going to go higher or lower on Kim. I'm going to go 87.
Greg's going to go 87. Well, you priced this right in the correct direction. It was 88.
Okay.
So three of you very close this round with the actual score. All right,
Boomer,
and finally
Boomer
a little.
threw in, by the way, a 70 at the last minute.
Yeah, got Boomer at 70 and Corzon at 85.
Yes.
So yeah, there we go. Rounding it out with our Xbox One release this week. I've seen my son play this game, and he has a great time with it. Deep Rock Galactic. So rounding it out with some rock and stone. Greg's up first this round. Oh, I suppose I should tell the chat what it is.
Yes, tell the chat, by all means. Deep Rock Galactic. Isn't this the same developer? Oh God, the name is escaping. There was a game that came out where they created a system where you played a monster or the hunters of the monster.
Yep.
It was Turtle Rock. Isn't that the name of the studio that built it?
I think so.
And so that game failed, primarily because they kind of missed their window, I think, on that type of game, which was probably if they brought it out 2 years earlier, they might have had more success. But this was their next game, I believe, that they made. And I think this was fairly well liked, but not like runaway hit. I'm going to say 80.
Developed by Ghost Ship Games and published by Coffee Stain Publishing.
Totally not
Greg
the same developer.
Greg says 80.
It might have been developers from that studio. Maybe that's what I'm remembering.
You sounded confident. And that's what matters.
Yeah.
There you go.
Got Corzan says 70. Boomer says 85, which gives the last word to Kim.
I know this game's been pretty well received. Like I said, I've been meaning to want to play it, and I haven't played it yet. But that's just me. I'm gonna go 87.
Kim is going to go 87. Should have gone the other way, Kim. Although you were, should have gone the other way because it was 83. So close game this week. Close game, but Greg comes out ahead at 19. Kim at 30. Corzan at 40 and Boomer at 52. So well done, everybody. Thank you for playing the quiz. We'll be back next week for some more Metacritic madness.
All right. Thank you for that, Chris. These are always good. Was there a theme to this week's?
Yeah, squatting up. Squatting
Okay,
up was the
alright.
theme this week. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. I think we need to return the guessing of the theme. By the way, I like
Oh,
that
okay.
little nuance.
All right. I told you the theme at the beginning, but
Yeah,
yeah, next time I'll try to. We'll bring back the guessing of the theme.
If I'd been paying attention to, I would have heard the theme. All right. Let's
Bonus
talk
question.
Some,
Greg challenge. Listen to people. Level impossible.
yeah. Which you'd think in my line of work, it's an important skill to have. Go figure. All right, here we go. Let's talk some news.
Here is the fucking news.
All right. Just a couple news stories. We're in that again. I think the onslaught of games are now hitting, and so the news is not as frequent, if you will, as opposed to just new releases coming out and reviews. But we did have a couple things. So Roblox announced plans to require age checks by the end of the year for all players who use in-game communication. The platform currently uses a number of techniques to either verify or guess a player's age, including ID age verification, verified parental consent, and facial age estimation technology, which feels a bit intrusive if you're asking me. That means they're using, I'm assuming, a camera to spy on you to guess your age. A new statement posted by the Chief Safety Officer, Matt Kaufman, states that the age estimation will expand to all Roblox users who access our online platform communication features by the end of this year. According to Kaufman, the numerous verification and estimation methods provide a more accurate measure of a user's age than simply relying on what someone types in when they're creating an account. The statement claims that once Roblox has rolled out age checks for all players who use the in-game communications, it will then be able to implement new systems which prevent adult players from contacting children players. But again, we do not have a problem with this in Roblox, people. We're just doing this to be safe. Yeah. It's interesting. The facial age estimation technology, that threw me a little bit. So does anybody know in Roblox, do they have in-game camera stuff?
I don't know. My nephews play it, but I'm not sure.
Because, I mean, where do they get your imagery from? Anyway.
Right?
Yeah. All right.
Find out.
To the next story. The CEO of Hitman developer IO Interactive says the disastrous launch of Mind's Eye has left the company's future publishing plans in question. IO's publishing plans took a step further in 2024 when the company announced IOI Partners, a new venture that would see it publishing games from other developers. The first game published under IOI Partners was Mind's Eye, the debut game from Rockstar North. President Leslie Benzies' new studio Build a Rocket Boy. However, when Mind's Eye released on June 10th, social media became flooded with videos of the game's technical issues and bugs and reviews, which came late due to review codes not being supplied to publications, and resulted in a Metacritic score of just 37 on PC and 28 on the PS5.
Wow.
So yeah, Mind's Eye. Do you guys remember this game at all? Either of you?
A little bit, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was intrigued by this game. It actually looked pretty good on all of their trailers. Now, again, trailers, but
Right.
they had in-game footage. It looked like it could be, okay, this could be good. And it came out, and I mean, it was as disastrous as the Sony, what was the name of the Sony game that they pulled after like 2 weeks?
Concord?
Yes, Concord. Thank you. So this was on that level of disastrous release. The difference being that IOI and they just said, screw it, we'll leave the game out there. We're not going to pull it from the market. Whereas Concord, Sony just basically was like, nope, we are not going to even bother selling this. Anyway, so it's unfortunate, though, because obviously IOI was really, I think, looking to become a bigger player in the industry and start publishing games. And this clearly has cost them a lot of money. And so looks like we lose a publisher, if you will, because they just can't risk it.
Right.
Speaking of publishers and risking it,
I'm muted.
You are muted.
I'm not now. I was
you have
then.
something to say?
You were,
Mr. Matthew.
Well, see, IOI. I don't know how long IOI. But IOI was the what?
No,
I'm not
ahead.
muted.
Go ahead.
So Ready Player One? You seen the movie? Read the book?
Yeah.
The big evil corporation was
it
IOI?
Oh,
it was. So they doomed themselves by choosing this name. That's all I had to say.
IOI Interactive, I believe, is also the developer of Hitman. I believe they are.
Yes.
So I have
As a matter of fact, I
I have a
think it
soft
says
spot for
that
them just because of the Hitman games.
in
I
the
love
title.
those games. By the way, either of you see the footage of the James Bond game?
No, I don't think so.
So it's out there. People basically have said, it feels a lot like a Hitman game with a James Bond coding, and I'm okay with that. I'm down for that. So anyway, let's move on. Last story here. Take-Two was reportedly in discussions to save Xbox's canceled Perfect Dark reboot. But negotiations recently collapsed over details of the potential deal. So according to Bloomberg sources, Take-Two Interactive was in discussions with Microsoft and Embracer to fund and publish the game, but the deal collapsed in part because the companies were unable to come to terms over long-term ownership of the Perfect Dark franchise. That's interesting. So, I mean, clearly Microsoft was probably willing to let somebody else come in and publish this game and get it over the finish line, but they were not willing to give up the Perfect Dark license. Which, I mean, maybe that's signs that they think there's a possibility they could resurrect this somewhere down the line, somehow, some way. This is one that I still was very deeply disappointed that they canceled this project.
I think a lot of people were.
Yeah.
So.
Anywho. All right. Kim, let's talk some new releases.
Okie dokie. Your new releases for this week, and there's a few. Baby Steps for the PS5 and PC on September 8th. Bubsy, The Perfect Collection for the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and PC on the 9th. Phaland for the PC on September 9th as well. Firefighting Simulator, Ignite. Oh, there you go. For the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on September 9th. Little Problems, a cozy detective game for the PC, also on September 9th. This is one I didn't see coming, but here we are. Garfield Kart 2, All You Can Direct for the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PC on September 10th. I actually have Garfield Kart, the first one, because, well, I thought me and Anthony would like to play it. I think we played it twice. So,
Should have been Garfield Kart 2, All You Can Eat Lasagna.
There you go. Mindset Go for iOS and Android, September 10th. Borderlands 4 for the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on September 12th. Anybody excited for Borderlands 4?
I want to be,
Right.
but I was pretty disappointed by the last two.
Right.
But maybe? But I think Helldivers has got such strong roots in me right now that I don't think I'm going to jump off for Borderlands. Maybe down the road.
Yeah, right.
I feel
If
like
it goes on
Borderlands
sale-
1 was like new and different, but then the magic wasn't there in the sequels.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. I like the first two, but then whatever they did in the third one, I wasn't thrilled about, so I never played it. So I guess because I didn't play it now, the fourth one just doesn't seem all that interesting to me anymore. I don't know. So maybe, I don't know, we'll see. Plus his commentary about the pricing of the games and all that sort of thing kind of aggravated me too. But side point. Gloomy Eyes for the PS5, Xbox Series X and S and Switch, and PC on September 12th. And last but not least, we have NHL 26 for the PS5, Xbox Series X and S on September 12th as well. And those are your new releases.
All right.
So there you
go. You know, it's funny because what's his name from Borderlands, from Gears?
Pitchford.
Yeah, Randy Pitchford.
Mm-hmm.
So when he made the comments about the pricing of the game and how it was getting handled, I know it came across pretty rough and a lot of people reacted negatively to his comments.
Right.
The realities are, though, he wasn't wrong.
Well, no, he wasn't wrong.
Yeah, his commentary was actually quite, and some of it did get taken a little bit out of context. You know, like he was saying, a good game, people will find their, you'll find a way to buy it, one way or another. But I think the context of that comment was taken out of a larger discussion about, fans of a series. When a good game of that series comes out, one way or another, they're going to spend money and buy those games. And honestly, we are our own worst enemies when it comes to that stuff, because think about all these legendary editions that come out that have statues or you name it, kind of tchotchke like thing that comes with the game.
I have no idea what you're talking
But they're
about.
no longer coming with the game even. I mean, how many of these deluxe editions literally give you something?
Right.
And they don't even give you a game code. So yeah. But I mean, at least it's not full price. There is that. It is actually priced fairly reasonably. So we'll see. We'll see on that. Mr. Matthew, we do need to have a conversation about the plethora of Star Wars-esque Lego figurines behind you. So normally you have something, but it's usually one something. There literally are 4 somethings on that desk, if not more.
I think there's 5, maybe 6.
Yeah. The giant Millennium Falcon is kind of hiding a lot. Gotta admit.
Yeah. Well, so I got this table. Right. See, there's this guy in my neighborhood who's a pretty good carpenter, and he actually built these tables that are like the perfect dimensions to go over the radiator. Because you got to have a certain amount of space between the radiator and the furniture to avoid fire. Yeah. And so now that I have this table, I'm like, well, I got to put stuff on it. And so that's why all the things are on the thing.
Jeff is
although other than the giant
same Mandalorian helmet.
Yes. I mean, the crazy Lego people in this crazy scheme to turn a profit, they did make more than one. But it's pretty cool. I got lots of helmets. I'll bring out more helmets next week.
Okay.
I got a Darth Vader helmet. I got a Boba Fett helmet. Got lots of helmets.
Okay. Lots of helmets for the win.
And this is that's not even 1/10 of the Lego Star Wars collection that's in the house. It's an embarrassment of riches, really.
I think we need to see imagery at some point. Do you have like a Lego shrine?
A lot of it's put away right now. I do need to build myself like a place to display it all, but a lot of it's put away right now.
I feel like it could be in that room. This is your game. I'm assuming you game on that PC.
Yeah, this is my spot. I got to add some shelving to those two blank walls behind me. I got to add some you can kind of see. Plus, I got some garbage piled up back there. I got to get rid of. But that's going to eventually be display space.
Yeah,
I'm just messing with the camera because of your Chiefs thing.
I love the fact that, by the way, you did not notice that through the entire show up until the very end.
Yeah, I don't know how long it was there, but yeah.
Most of the show, gotta admit. Most of the show.
Most of the show.
All right. Kim, why don't you walk us through the play dates and we'll wrap this thing up.
Okay, let me get there. Alrighty. Tuesdays and Thursdays. I was not expecting it to be thrown in my lap, so here we are. Tuesdays and Thursdays. Well, actually, to be fair,
Surprise!
right now it's pretty much, yeah, right. It's Helldivers. Pretty much it's
Yeah.
Helldivers 2. There's some zombies thrown in there, so whatever we feel like doing. But that's 8:30 p.m. UK time, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 p.m. Where Tank Top's at, and 2:30 where I am. So there you go. And then we have Double the Fatal Fridays, which, to be fair, pretty much is also Helldivers 2 at this point. And that'll be 8 p.m. UK time during the afternoon, and 8 p.m. Central time at night. So there you go. Stop in and play some games with us. We would appreciate that. So.
Yeah, Super Earth. The defensive Super Earth has taken over. It's kind of crazy.
It is, right?
Yeah. But it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? So, quick thought on Helldivers 2.
Mhm.
I have so many thoughts.
It's not the best looking game. It really
Wrong.
isn't. And they hide a lot with there's this weird fog over everything,
Right.
which I think probably helps in some respects because it monsters coming up on you makes it a little harder to see them from distance, that kind of thing.
It depends on the planet. So
okay.
so right now everyone's kind of playing on this Oshiyune planet, which because that's where the major order is, and that's like the Terminid homeworld. So it's all Terminid spores everywhere, and
Okay.
and it looks kind of like that. Now I will admit that it's not the highest resolution game out there, but what they've done is they've put all their money into the explosions. Like if you just sometimes can watch things explode, like the explosion models that they put in the game are just mesmerizing.
They are pretty good.
And so it is not the highest resolution, highest fidelity. You look at like a Modern Warfare 3 or Black Ops 6, it's not gonna look like that. But the lighting is where they spent their time on it.
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, they also they thought through the play loop. And that's really where Helldivers 2 shines. It is that pellet feeding play loop. And certainly, yes, there's things you can buy with real world money, but they smartly did not, or they put in place systems for anything to be able to be bought, regardless of whether or not you use real world money or not. It just will take you a long time to generate up super credits to buy something. But it's there. It's on the table. And so as long as it's on the table, it feels fair. Unlike other games where it's like, no, they're going to release all these skins you have to buy with money. So.
Oh, like Call of Duty?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure Battlefield will have its quote-unquote realistic skins as well. We'll see how that all comes out.
They've already said.
Yeah. And I'm sure they're going to make you pay for them. I don't think you'll be able to earn that
I'm
in-game.
sure.
But this was refreshing.
But now they did the last Battlefield. They did have the Battle Pass thing, and you could earn most of it in game. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that, Kim. I know I just sprung that on you, but you did great.
That's okay. I should be used to it by now. I've only been on this podcast for how many years at this point?
You gotta stick and move, never one place.
Well, I'm a cripple. It's kind of hard for me to stick and move, but that's all right. I'm not exactly the fastest person in the world.
Yeah, you get around, and that's not just the rumors I've heard.
Get around, get around, get around.
All right. Where are we at? We're at the end of the show, you guys. It's been a fantastic show. It's time to go watch some football or dive onto a planet or two. But
there you go.
We'll be back next week. You can come hang out in the chat, just like we had these fine individuals that Kim is going to read off their names right now.
Yes, I am. I actually know this one. We've had Boomer, we have a Corzon, and we've had RCGC in the chat. So thank you guys for dropping in today. To get that Helldivers reference. Anyway,
Nice.
Thanks for dropping in today, and hopefully we'll see you again next week.
Yeah.
So.
By the way, if you do see a Mark online right now, if he is playing Helldivers 2, chastise him incessantly because he said he was not feeling well. But again, I think Helldivers 2 flu might be influencing him. We are on
Health Shock.
Health Shock. Oh, I like that. All right. Okay. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. You could actually email the podcast if you so choose. ocpodcast@gmail.com. I do check that email address every now and then. We will have an audio version of the podcast. We will release that out. So if somehow you in the future think I can't join live, but I certainly would like an audio version of the podcast instead, just to listen to it while I'm cleaning out my oven. I don't know. I chose oven. Go figure. Yeah, we'll be there. We'll be back next week. Come hang out. Have fun. Let's do some shout outs. Chris, who would you like to shout out?
I'm going to shout out the Deadbolt Zombie Squad. I think this week that was Jeff, Sarah, and Kim had a great time smashing zombies. Too many people on the Helldivers squad to mention, so shout out to all of you. But I do have to say, if you're playing Helldivers, number one rule of Helldivers, don't fight for dirt, right? Move to the objective. So the way the game works is the longer you stay in place, the more the game is going to just punish you for staying in place. Move to the objective. Drop a turret, drop some fire, and go somewhere else. That's my Helldivers advice for this week. Shout out to the two of you for another fun show, and to all the Shatters for playing along with the quiz. It makes it more fun to do when there's more people playing. Kim.
Alrighty. Sarah has confirmed that Mark is not online, so apparently, yes, he is sick, or he is, offline. One or the other.
We love Mark.
Playing offline mode.
Totally.
Probably. That's what I'm thinking. Yep, totally. Thanks to you guys always, and thanks Tank Top for not rubbing it in too badly. Although, other than that, I hope everybody has a good week. I hope it warms up a little bit because I'm just not ready for all this weather yet. But I live in Missouri, so it's gonna get here before we know it anyway. Hope we all have a good week. We will play more Helldivers, I'm sure, this week, and I will pass you over to Tank Top.
Kim, you are more than welcome. I'm not one to rub it in at all. So
no, not at all.
No, not at all.
No.
Shout out to the community. It's been a lot of fun playing Helldivers 2. I will do my best to be on at times where people are on. I was looking for people last night when I was playing, but it was so late that all of you were sleeping nicely, tucked away in your little beds. By the way, quick question, Mr. Matthew. On Helldivers 2, can't get off this topic. When you do drop a turret and it starts killing people, are you gaining the experience for that, for those kills?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Done. Just
so
because
the other thing is you don't really get XP for kills. You get XP for finishing objectives. Okay. So you can stay there and rack up as many kills as you want, but that doesn't level you up
at all.
There's a few achievements. Like there's one achievement for doing like 100 round burst from a machine gun and getting 10 kills, but I think that's the only one. You get XP for completing the objectives. It really is all about completing the objectives.
Okay.
Killing the things is just fun along the way.
Killing things is just fun along the way. Well said. All right. Shout out to the two of you. Thank you guys for hanging out. This is fun. Kim, we can reconvene our friendship now that this week is done.
Well, to be fair, I never left it.
I know.
I'm not that petty, but all right.
He's weird, Kim. You gotta just tolerate him.
I know, right?
That's what my parents said.
That older brother I never wanted. So.
All right, kids, go have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you, everybody, for being on the show, listening to the show. Do the like and subscribe thing. We don't talk about it often, but we should. You should like, subscribe, come back. We'll be back next week. In the meantime, have a great rest of your weekend.
Thank you for listening to the Overseas Connection podcast. See you same time next week.